Hey guys, what's up? I've been getting a lot of requests for videos of what I do on my off days, and my roommate isn't home tonight, so I decided it'd be a good night to try to take you guys through it. And so I'm going to be carrying around the mobile camera a little bit, and I'll start out with just show you guys my setup here at the house, or the apartment, and then I will go through my recovery stuff. So this ought to be fun. Alright guys, so this is my room. Got the Theracane up there and a shake weight, just in case you want to get your groove on. I have a jar of peanut butter and a big bag of almonds, just in case I need to get a meal in while I'm working on videos or anything on my computer. Got my chair, my bed with the Ninja Turtle Snuggie. It's a must. Some cool stuff around here. Calendars for days. I keep calendars like crazy because I'm very disorganized. My piano, knee sleeves, my scale. I weigh myself every morning, and then I write my body weights up in the morning. This is my supplement stash, courtesy of Universal, right next to my movies and my Xbox and my TV. But yeah, currently this is the only one that I'm actually taking right now. Is my Whey Pro. I just leave it open and use it whenever. Everything else is on standby until I get my diet figured out. So we're going to head out to the living room. It's my bathroom, and this is Rachel's room. We're not going to go and visit there because that's sacred land. The kitchen, my section of the kitchen with all my food stuff. And then here's the living room, and I have some stuff set up for recovery things. Normally I'd do this in my room, but since I have the living room, I'm just going to show you guys out here. So here we go. Alright, so first things first, your recovery starts as soon as your training session ends. And so every single time that I finish a training session, I come back here, I'll slam a post-workout shake, I will take a quick shower, and then I will grab this bad boy, which is it's a back brace that I got from my chiropractor. And essentially you put it on, and you have these, and it tightens it up. And what I'll do is I won't be wearing a shirt when that happens, but I will take this cold compress. I just got it at Fred Meyer, and I keep about 3 or 4 of these in the freezer, and I'll put it in the back of this, and I'll put it on, and I'll wear that for about 45 minutes after a workout. And you can just, you don't have to you don't have to be immobile or anything. You can keep moving. And so I immediately get ice on some of the areas. The lower back gets really taxed with, especially with the volume of training I do and the kind of training I do. And so it's really important to start that recovery and accelerate it. And I do some of that cold compress there. More as a preventative thing. It's not if my back is hurting, it's to prevent my back from hurting the next day. And I do feel a difference when I do that. If I miss a day, I just don't feel quite as good the next day. So it's really a good habit to get into, to just immediately take that. I've got some other ones that are small, and I put those on my joints if I leave and I had a big squat workout where I was doing a lot of really deep squats or something. I go ahead and put those on my knees and just get a jump start on the recovery. So that's all stuff that I do immediately after a workout, because I think that's a really important key time to start focusing on your recovery and getting ready for your next session. So, alright, next part is I'm going to talk about what I do on my actual recovery days. And this particular thing is something that I do even on workout days. I will do it before I go to the gym. But I got this thing. It's called a Genie Rub, and it's a chiropractic level variable speed massager. And basically what it is it has a little switch here, and it just vibrates really fast. You can get your entire body with this, and it's like a miniature power plate almost. I have the chair over here, and I'll sit and I'll lean up against it and have my back on it, and I'll just kind of roll back and forth like that. I'll put it in that little chair right here, and I'll lean on it in my hip, my side, A way that I like to use it is to lean on it like that, and you can even hear it in my voice that it really does vibrate pretty. It's not even on all the way. You turn it. Yeah, I don't really. Just sounds weird. But I think this is a big reason. It gets breaks up a lot of the adhesion that's going on when you're training hard. It helps to loosen up the muscles and just get fresh blood flow to them. And so I find that to be really helpful when prepping for something. It's crazy good on your calves or on the tissue around your knees, your back. This part where the chest meets with the rest of your arm, and here in the bicep tie-in. It's really nice, just keeps everything loose, and that's one of the reasons that I think that my mobility has been so great no matter what I end up doing in my training. So, important, again, on regular recovery days where I'm not working out or days when I am working out, I am a big proponent of rolling out. I've got a foam roller right here, and you lay it on the ground, you roll over it. It's good to roll your IT bands, your quads, your hamstrings. I really just brutalize my glutes with these things. Shoulders, chest, tricep, everything you can basically get on the ground against this thing. But eventually the foam rollers don't provide enough. They're too soft, they give too much. And so my friend Zach McCarley made me one of these, and it's a PVC roller. And this thing smashes adhesions into the ground. You will break up all the nastiness in your body, and if you take a PVC pipe and you lay down on it and roll your IT band up to your glute, oh my gosh, it'll make you cry like nothing ever made you cry before. But it's really good. I usually do about 25 passes, which is down and back for me, on that PVC roller for each quad, each IT band, each glute, each hamstring, my erectors, and then a few other things. Every single night I try to set aside about a half hour of just PVC rolling with nothing else. Another thing that's great for those little areas would be, this is a lacrosse ball. It's hard rubber. It doesn't have any give at all. This is great if you have any kind of tension in your feet. My back issue that I had was the result of an arch imbalance in my feet, and so something that helps to release some of the tension that comes from that is put this down on the ground and step on it, and you roll it out on your foot. You can put this up against a wall if you have like a corner, like right here, and you just put it on your chest, lean against the wall so your arm is free, and then just have it go up and down and really just feel it dig into the adhesion. If you have a spot on your back and you're brave enough, you can lay on this thing and just let it dig in for some really good trigger point therapy. I take this to the gym with me, and we'll use it whenever something hurts. I'll just put it there and lean against something, or sometimes people will see me, I'll put it underneath my hamstring and I'll just kind of be going like this on a set of stairs or something. People are, what is he doing? I'm just fixing things that hurt. So that's another thing. Grab the Theracane. Alright, another thing that this little contraption, it's called a Theracane, and this is something that I use daily. It doesn't even have to be like a scheduled part of your recovery. This is just something you can take with you anywhere. And what it is it's basically it's just a little green hook that's made of hard plastic, and you can get into parts of your back that you can't normally reach. It's got these little handles that you can just dig in, and yeah, if you're sitting down all day, if you work somewhere where you have to sit, or if you have classes and stuff and your professors don't think it's too weird, I'd bring this with you, and you can just sit there and you can pay attention and you can just work out little knots and stuff. If your upper back gets knots, this is probably one of the most amazing pieces of technology that I've ever experienced in my life. It's about $19 online, super cheap, super convenient. Another thing that my friend Zach McCarley turned me on to, and basically I've used it every day since. I think it's a great tool, And I mean, a combination of these things I do every single day. Just the most important part of your training is actually your recovery, because if you can't get better between workouts, your workouts are going to be crap, and that's not good for anybody. You're not going to get anything done if you go to the gym and everything hurts and you're sore and you can't do what you need to do to improve. And so these are as much or more important than anything you're going to do actually in the gym itself. So I'm going to move Rolly here. This is Rolly. He's my exercise ball for those with Rachel and I. We've got a yoga mat set out. Okay, so I figured it'd just be easier if I narrated this part. What I'm demonstrating here are some basic hip stretches that I do every single night. I got these actually from Sam Bird. You may have heard of him. Squatted 825 at 220 with just knee wraps in the animal cage a few years back. This is one of the hip exercises that he did in his mobility demo he was talking about. And essentially you start out with a narrow stance, grab your toes, and you pull your hips down and you pull your chest up. And it really opens up your hips. So you start with the narrow stance, you move to this more intermediate stance, I guess, this slightly wider stance, and just focus on getting that good depth and keeping your knees out and pushing them out with your elbows even. But I do each one of these stances I would normally do a set of 5. So 5 narrow, 5 with the with the normal, what I would say probably my squat stance, and then 5 with this super wide stance, like West Side barbell squat stance. And the idea is that you're taking your hips through this motion, so you're getting a good stretch in the hamstrings with the initial pull, getting down, and then just really stretching out those hips at the bottom and really forcing your chest and everything up, and it kind of teaches you to be in an upright position at the bottom of a heavy squat, or when you set up for a deadlift. It just teaches you good positioning technique. So then I go into this, you do a little lunge, touch the elbow to the ground, and right here I'm feeling the stretch in my left leg that's forward and my right leg right in the hip flexor. And so there's a lot of things being stretched. Here I'm going to lean back and I'm pushing with my right hand there. I was pushing my right hip forward and just really accentuating that stretch, making sure that everything's getting worked out. Go into the knee, lean forward, getting the back of that quad into the hip flexor, just everything that you can do to open your hips. I experiment a lot with these stretches. I'll set a position like this, I'll go on the side here, and I feel this in my glute, and I'll have it first lined up with my with one shoulder blade, and I'll feel that's good, and so then I'll kind of twist it a little bit, and I will, right there, I'm trying to get my right shoulder over my knee, and the idea is that you're just getting that sensation, and if something feels tight, then it needs to be stretched, especially if it's in the hip area and you're doing this stuff. Here I'm going to turn over to the side, and I'm torquing a lot, just trying to get those hips to open up, and it shouldn't hurt, but it's something that you should really make sure to do and get everything opened up. Here, this is going to be a hamstring stretch, but I just want to touch on something here. It's the reason recovery is so important for me is because I'm a natural lifter. I don't use anabolics, and so my recovery is only as fast as I let it be. It's not going to be accelerated recovery, and so I just really have to make the effort to make this happen on its own. So that was a little bit of what I do. There's more stretching that I do. I use some band stuff, but those are the basics that I usually start with just for hip mobility. Other stretching I kind of go by feel. If something's tight, I'm going to stretch it, obviously, but I don't have a set stretching routine that I do every single night that's the same, except for those hip things. That's always there. That's always just to keep my my core mobility up. If you guys are looking for a good stretch routine, I would suggest, I'm sure you've heard of it, it's kind of been a fad workout for a while, but P90X. the stretching routine on there. It's about an hour long, and it's solid. It starts up at your neck and it goes all the way down to your calves, and it's a relaxing thing. And I used to do that all the time, and I got really flexible off of it. And you can't be strong if you're not flexible enough to get into positions. The important thing with powerlifting is to make sure that you're hitting your positions, you're hitting them well, you're hitting them efficiently. And if you can't get down there in a squat, if you can't bring a bar to your chest in a bench press, if you can't get your hips in a proper position for a deadlift, sumo or conventional, you're not going to be a very effective lifter. And so it's important to be mobile, and for anybody who's trying to be athletic, it's super important to be mobile. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. In the future, I'd like to make more videos like this, maybe some stuff about diet, maybe some stuff about just other things that aren't in the gym lifting heavy things. So give me some feedback and let me know what you think. Thank you guys for watching, and if you're kind of new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet and you enjoyed this, or check out some of the other videos and let me know what you think, and subscribe if you feel like it. So thanks again, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.